Here's a walkthrough video for Lab 4. Question 1 asks you to use cast convert or string to convert some column formats. So for example, if we start with this invoice table, we see that the invoice number is numeric, invoice date is a date time, and the others are numeric as well. 18,0 means that this is 18 wide, 18 characters wide, and nothing after the decimal point. 18,2 means that the whole thing is 18 characters wide, but that there are 2 places after the decimal point, which is appropriate for total price, which is a currency value. So if I want to take these values and convert them into text formats, so if I want to convert a number into a string, I have to execute some SQL code to do that. And I can use cast convert or string to do that. So let's start with select, and then I'm going to pull the invoice number and the invoice date and total price, and I'll pull the customer ID as well. From the invoice table. And you'll be pulling values from the employee table. So if I just execute the query so far, I get these values. And if I want to convert, for example, the invoice number to a string, there's 3 ways I can do that. So I can say cast invoice number as, and then the data type. So for example, 18 characters long. And if I execute the query again, it looks the same except I get no column name. So let me go ahead and fix that as. So the results look the same. But now, let's say I add double quotes to what I'm displaying. So this is going to take a double quote, glue the string in, and then glue a double quote at the end. And now if I execute it, you'll see that it's actually an 18 character wide string that's been padded out to 18 characters with spaces. If I convert to varchar instead, variable length character string, now it's still coming back as an 18 character string, but then it's being reduced down to just large enough to hold the 3 characters that I really need. So variable length, it's going to have a maximum of 18 characters, but it's only going to return as many as I need. Char, it's going to pad them out to the full length of 18. And then if I use nchar, that's going to be Unicode, which looks the same on this display. And if I use nvarchar, that's going to be Unicode variable length. And so once again, it looks the same on the screen, but is actually in Unicode format. So if I want to use convert, by the way, cast and convert are documented here on Microsoft website. So if you search for cast and convert, you'll get Microsoft Developer Network, this URL, and this describes all of the parameters for cast and convert. So we see that the syntax for cast is cast expression as, and then data type with an optional length. Syntax for convert is convert, and then here we put the data type first with an optional length. Then we put what it is we want to cast, and then there's an optional style parameter that's used for converting dates. So let's go ahead and use convert here. So this is going to convert invoice number into a 20 character string. Okay, so once again, same kind of results as before. But now if we go to format the date, Now we can also specify a date style. And to find the date style, which is just a small number, there's a table here which shows all of the different date styles. So basically, you just have to go through the list and find what you're looking for. US 101 is month, month, day, day, year, 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 or 1 is month, month, day, day, year, year. And then ANSI is year, 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 dot, month, month, dot, day, day, and so on. Lots of different choices, no particular rhyme or reason other than the ones starting with 1, like 101, 102, and so on, have 4-digit years, and the ones starting with 001, 002, and so on, those are 2-digit years. So let's go ahead and convert to, let's do month, month, day, day, month, month, year, year, like they do in Italy. And let's use 4-digit years. So that's code 105 as invoice date. So pay attention to the invoice date column. When we execute, now it's day, month, year, 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 year. Or if we wanted the US format, 101, month, day, year with slashes, or 102, year, month, day with dots. So those are some common formats. For string, if we have a number like total price and we want to convert it to a piece of text, we can use string, and then we can say how wide we want the thing to be maximum and how many points after the decimal we want. So this total price looks the same, but you can tell it's wider because it's got blank padding in here. So I'm going to put the double quotes back around here. So now you can see that there's padding in here to adjust it out to 18 characters wide with two after the decimal place. So show the invoice number and total price from the invoice table for all the invoices for customer number 125. So to list something in order of invoice date and rename the columns using as, you can order by the invoice date field as well. So this time let's go to something else that has a date field. So let's go, stove repair has a repair date. So let's select, and then I'm going to convert the repair date to 20 characters. And I'll use format 101 here. And then I'll go for cost as well. So this one I'm going to use cast cost as numeric, and I'll specify 18, 20. Sorry, 18 with 2 decimal places. And then let's go for employee ID. And I'm going to use string to convert that. And let's say 10 characters wide. Okay. So here's the data I have coming back. Now to order by repair date, I just use order by repair date. And I can order in ascending order, which is oldest to newest, or I can order descending order, which is going to be most recent first. So most recent to least recent. As usual, I don't have to return the value of this column to sort on it. So if I go ahead and get rid of the display of repair date and execute again, I still get the same sort order, but now it doesn't display the repair date. Show the employee ID number and name for only the first 3 employees, the ones with the 3 lowest ID numbers. So here's the first 3 customers. And for customers, let's return the name and the street address. So here are the first 3 customers. So it's also asking us to format all columns using cast, convert, and/or string. Now, cast is going to look like this. Cast name as char 20. So that's a 20 character wide string. And then I have to give it a name. And street address, okay, let's use converts. And then the type is going to be char 20, comma, street address as street address. And then for customer, actually let's go ahead and add another field here. So I want to use str for the last one, and str is going to require a numeric value. So it takes a number, converts it to a string, and I only have one numeric value here, which is customer ID, so I pretty much have to use that one. And let's return that as 20 character long with nothing after the dot. So, oh, and I have to say as. So let's go ahead and try this. There, and so it's formatted all of these values for me. Select part number and cost for the 3 parts with the lowest cost value, and you can use top with ties. So let's go back to our invoice table and select star from invoice, order by total price in ascending order. And then we'll see 1, 2, 3. Let's take the top 4. So I'm going to pick the top 4 here, and it's just going to give me the first 4. So select top 4. And now I get back just the first 4 rows. But you'll notice from before that there were actually 3 invoices that all had total price of 75. So let's say I want to get all of the ones that match this lowest price here. So 4 or more. I can use with ties here to do that. So now I get back the first 4 and anything else that matches this one. So there are the 4 lowest priced invoices, including tied values. Select line number and quantity from PO line item table. Use convert to change the quantity into char format. Rename the value char quantity. Sort results by char quantity. And so let's select, and let's go to the invoice line item table here. So we'll select the line number and the quantity. We're going to use convert to change quantity into char quantity. Now, by the way, if I want to know how wide this should actually be, I can look at the definition, and I know that it's a number that's at most 18 characters wide. So I know it's always going to fit into an 18 character wide string there. So let's see what we have so far. So now I want to sort the results by char quantity, and I can say order by char qty, even though that name is something that I assigned as part of this retrieval here. So even though this isn't a real column in the table, I can still refer to it and sort by it. So now everything is sorted in ascending order by char quantity. Now, in this particular one, there's nothing wrong with the output, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 5. But when you actually run the correct query here on the PO line item table, look at the results carefully and see what you notice. I'm going to leave it as a surprise for you. So name, street address, and city, state, zip code for all customers who live in Oregon. Combine city, state, and zip into a single line like that. Rename this column city, state, zip, exactly this name. So let's look at the supplier table. And we have the address, city, and state. We don't have a zip code. But let's start by retrieving address, city, and state from supplier. And now let's say we want to say 1112 Southwest Pfaffel Avenue, comma, space, Los Angeles, comma, space, CA. Now I can put an expression here that includes mathematical or string operations in it. And in SQL, I can use plus to concatenate two strings together. So what I can write is address plus, and then I'm going to include the piece of text, comma, space, plus the city, plus another piece of text, comma, space, plus the state. And this will glue these strings together, return the value as one column, and then I can name that column address slash city slash state. So now you see this column here, it has commas between each part, and it's got the heading address slash city slash state. And after I've done that, I don't need these anymore. So there's a column. For each row in repair line item table, show repair number, line number, values of extended price, and labor charge added together. So once again, I can put mathematical operations in the select clause of my query. So for example, if I want to look at the invoice line item table, I see there's a quantity which is numeric, and I see a extended price which is numeric. If I wanted to do some math on that, I can say select, and then I'm going to do extended price divided by quantity as average cost per item. And let's go ahead and return extended price and quantity as well, just so that we can see what they are. So here's the average cost per item. One item that costs $7.99 or $7.79 is $7.79. Three items that cost $3.27 are $1.09 each. Now, if I wanted to convert these back into numbers, currency, I can use the same conversion functions as I was using before. So for example, stir 18, 2, this will take this floating point number and turn it into an 18-character string with two numbers after the decimal point, like so. So that's how you can put an equation inside of your select clause. And I can also order by the name of this field. So now they're in ascending order by average cost per item, or I can put them in descending order. So this time we're going to format dates in month, day, year format, which is 101, month, day, year. So instead of stove repair, I'll stick with the invoice table, which also has a date in it. So invoice date. And this time I want to use convert so that I can specify the date format. And I'll return 20-character string, invoice date, and I'm going to use 101 as the format. I have to give this a name. And I'll return the invoice number. And well, we'll leave the rest of it out. You can figure that part out. So there's the correctly formatted date. For all invoice rows which have a total price value between 100 and 200, so you can use between 100 and 200. Show invoice number, total price, and employee number. Order the output by invoice number, so that's going to be order by. Format all three columns using stir, because they're all going to be numbers. And display the cost as money. Use 2 decimal places for cents and put a $ before it. So we saw how to format as currency with 2 decimal places using string and convert. But let me show you one thing that happens when you try to put the $ in front of it. So I'm going to just select the total price from invoice. And let's say I want to convert this into formatted currency with a $sign. So you'll notice that all of the numbers already are in decimal format. But this isn't always going to be true. So let's go ahead and convert it using stir. And anytime you have a function here or a calculation or anything that isn't just a column, you have to give it a name. And now you'll notice that if I go ahead and add a $sign here, that I have a little problem here because there's a lot of padding. STR is going to convert it into an 18-character wide text string with spaces as padding. So to get rid of those spaces, I can take the left side of this number and remove spaces using ltrim. So ltrim removes the leading spaces from the string, and then when I add the $sign, it's going to look correct, like so. Don't forget to do the rest of this one. Show repair number, description, and cost of the most expensive stove repair entry. So to show the most expensive invoice, I would select top one, and then let me show the invoice number and the invoice date. Let's use 102 this time. And here's the trick. The trick is that I have to order by total price descending. So first, the results get ordered by the price in descending order, and then I take the first one, which is going to be the most expensive part, or most expensive invoice. So there's the most expensive invoice. I forgot to put a column name here. And just to verify, let's go ahead and put the total price in there as well. So I see the total price was $10.30. To double check that, let's retrieve all the results. And we'll order by total price in descending order. So we see that, in fact, the most expensive one was $10.30, and they drop after that. So that's everything in Lab 4. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.